Internet. In this video, I will show you how I winterized my Riverside Retro Camper Model 193 with just a little bit less than 1 gallon of the RV antifreeze. Keep watching. Now this video appears on 2 playlists on Scott's Garage. The first one is simply called Camper, and the second one is First Time, meaning this is the first time that I have winterized this camper. I did my research, however, and I also just logically thought through everything, and I hope you find this video informative. Now before we begin, please know that I have completely drained the black tank and the gray tank. Those have been opened up and completely drained out. Also, on the non-pressurized fresh side, where you can fill up your tank with fresh water, I've taken off the cap and drained all of that out as well. Now let's get started with getting it winterized. So we're going to begin by depressurizing the water in the camper. So whether you hook your camper directly to a hose that's pressurized, or you fill up the fresh water reserve and you use the pump, there's pressure in your water lines. So I'm going to go through every spigot. So we have 2 showers, an exterior shower, we'll start there, and then everything on the inside. Just open up the valves hot and cold and just let whatever water is built up pressure, let it drain. Okay, no pressure there. Okay, no pressure there. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is isolate and bypass the hot water heater. Now your model, the hot water heater may be in a different location, like in the front of the trailer. In ours, the hot water heater is actually right behind this panel. This is the back of the trailer. And I'm going to take this panel off, because that's the panel you take off to have access to the water heater. So we're going to take that panel off, and we're going to close the valves that allow cold water in and then hot water out of the water heater. So just 2 Phillips screws. So here's what it looks like behind the panel. The hot water heater is to the right here. This is the water pump. So you turn your switch on and you hear that noise that comes from this pump. And there's various hoses here. This particular hose here is the Siphon hose, and this is eventually where we'll put this into the antifreeze and it'll be sucked into the system. The pump will pump it in. Now, right now, the siphon part of the hose is closed off, and we'll be opening that up in a minute. What we want to do now, though, is isolate the hot water heater. And what I mean by that is we're going to bypass it. So the whole system's been depressurized, but we're going to bypass the hot water heater, and therefore, when we put the coolant in, none of the coolant is going to be sitting in the hot water heater. It's somewhat vulnerable. It's better to just have it completely empty. You want the antifreeze in the water lines, but not the water heater. So to do that, I'll show you a closer look down here. Okay, the first thing I want you to notice is the tag that's on this line right here. It has instructions for normal usage and then winterizing. So the top one is normal usage, and it says position the valve handles toward the water heater for normal usage. So right now that's what's happening. So down here as well as up here, the lever of the valve is pointing towards the water heater, and that means it's not being bypassed. So whatever water is coming in, either pressurized line or your holding tank that's pumped by the pump. The cold water goes in, it heats up, and then it comes out with the hot water, and it's part of the circulation of the hot water line. So that's normal usage. But for winterizing, it's the bottom part. It says position the valve handles toward the inlet outlet pipes for winterizing usage. So that's what we're going to do right now. And that's what I mean by isolating the hot water heater. So right now, any water is going to flow in and flow out. We're going to turn that off. So there's two valves to turn off. So right here, just turn it that way. And up here, okay, so now water is bypassing the hot water heater. Okay, we are outside now, so this is the ventilation for the hot water heater. On my trailer, it's on the very back end of the trailer. So we're going to open that up. And I'm going to lower the camera a little bit here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to remove the anode. So there is an anode pipe right here, and the correct socket is 1 inch and 1/16. You can get these at local hardware stores or Harbor Freight. And anyway, it's kind of a unique size, 1 inch and 1/16, but that's the correct size. So I'm going to remove that. There's going to be water in it. Whatever water's in the tank is going to drain by doing this. There might be a little bit of pressure, but I don't think so because I depressurized things, but we'll find out. So you just pull that out. Oh, this is really bad. So I'm going to have to clean that up or even replace it. And the anode is supposed to basically keep lime and other things, calcified deposits, from depositing in your tank. Instead, it's attracted to this anode, but that's really bad. That'll have to be replaced. So just let it drain. I can see the whatever deposits, lime deposits, or hard water deposits coming out. Okay, so that's pretty much drained. I might put a plug in here once it's completely dry. I can fill deposits in there still. Definitely need a new anode, but anyway, you don't want any of that freezing, so I'm gonna just let it drain a little bit more, and once, maybe in a day or two, I'll put a plug in there. But so that's basically done. Okay, so I raised the camera up a little bit. We're now at the city water connection, so this is where the pressurized clean water goes in if you have that. And we're gonna, even though the water has been depressurized, we're gonna pressurize it with air. Now this is a reducer, and this is for water, but I think it'll work for air too. So this makes sure that you don't have pressure greater than 50 pounds per square inch. And I add this when I add the water line, but just as a safety precaution, I'm going to keep it in here for the compressor. And on the compressor side, I'm going to just allow 40 pounds of pressure anyway, but this is just a kind of a redundant thing, but since I have it, I'm going to use it this way. Okay, so I've pressurized the system, and now I'm going to just open up all the faucets and it should get rid of the remaining water. Okay, we'll start in the shower. bathroom sink. Okay. Now the kitchen faucet. And then finally the outdoor shower. Okay, the air hose did its thing, so I'm going to remove it. Put that cap back on. Okay, I think this remaining water here on the sill will evaporate. I'm going to take this inside again. We'll be replacing this. And I'm just going to close this up. Sometimes that sticks. There we go. So I'm back underneath now, and what I want to do is this is the Depressurized from the outside. Now it just has air in it now, but I'm going to close that off. So you close it off by turning it like that. So that's closed off. So now the only inlet will be the siphon valve, and I'm going to open up this valve, and I'm going to put my antifreeze inside there. Now I'm going to take the lid off. Back it up here, better view. There we go. And I'm going to stick the hose in there and put it all the way to the bottom. And what I'm going to do now is just turn on the electric pump. So this pump will turn on, and it's going to draw from here. And then I'm going to go all the faucets again, turn them on until pink comes out, and then I'll turn the faucets off, and at that point it should be winterized. So here's the main switch. I'm going to turn the water pump on. You didn't see it in the video, but as soon as I turned the pump on, it started pumping. About half of the gallon of antifreeze is already now been pressurized into the system. So now, really, as I turn on the faucets, I should see pink coming out pretty soon. Okay, we'll start here in the shower. And we're looking for pink. Yep, there's pink. And there's pink. Switch over to the sink here. Pink right away. Pink right away. And the toilet should flush pink. Yep. Beautiful. Kitchen sink. Pink. Pink. So I wasn't sure if I could get away with just 1 gallon, but looks like I will. That's still the first gallon. The gallon is about a 1/4 gallon left. I just have the outside shower, And I think we should be good to go. Pink. Pink. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is I am going to open up the black tank and the gray tank, and I'm just going to, it's going to go in the bucket, so don't worry about that. So I'll be putting the panel back and the siphon valve and all that put away. But that's basically it for winterizing this camper. Hope you got some value from this video. I'm simply a do-it-yourselfer. If you watch the video and say that I did something incorrectly, please leave your comments. Or if you got any value at all from this video, please give me a like. It costs you nothing, but it's of great value to me. And as always, have a great day.